Hi, this is Dr. Grande. I hope you find this video useful. If that's the case, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Hey April, how you doing today?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
I know we spoke last time when I first saw you, and you had talked about some fears you had surrounding the recent incident.
Yeah.
And I want to start off, if it's okay, by talking about that.
Sure.
Talking in some more detail. You did tell me a little bit as part of the intake process. I appreciate that. But it seemed to me it was understandably really bothering you. And
Yeah.
I'd like to talk more about that today, if that works. Also, I want to kind of evaluate some of the evidence behind the fears. Right. So when you talk about it, we'll kind of pick up on some of the evidence, and we'll just critically look at that as part of what we do today, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And then, toward the end, we'll work on some strategies to help you feel better. I know this has been bothering you.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah.
All right. So, tell me more about, it started with a car that got stolen?
Yeah. So, a couple weeks before I came in to see you, what happened was our car was stolen out of our driveway, and it was just awful for my family. We had, there was stuff in the car that was stolen. My wallet was in there. What happened was someone walked into our house. We live in a really good neighborhood, so we leave, like, us and some of our neighbors leave our doors unlocked sometimes, because we don't think that anything like that could happen to us. And so someone came in and stole our car keys where we typically kept them, and stole our car out of our driveway when we weren't there. Yeah.
So they walked into your house?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just took the keys?
Yeah.
Stole your car?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really scary.
It would be scary. Did you report this to the police?
Right when we were out with my family, and right when we got home, we saw that the car wasn't there, and of course I'm panicking, and we called to our neighbors and see if they saw anything, and then we called the police. Yeah.
All right, and did they catch the person or get your car back or anything?
They actually, we do have our car back now. The cops found it. Apparently, it was one of my son's friends. They live down the street. Apparently, some of these kids just walked in, took our car, and then they ended up admitting to it later when their parents found out what they did, and they knew that it was our car. They told them to go to the police and, confess to what happened.
All right, so they caught them.
Yeah.
And you got your car back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, though, scary experience.
Yeah, and it was really an inconvenience because my wallet was in the car, so right away, like bank accounts, I'm calling banks to block my card. I'm like wondering, trying to remember if my social security card was in my wallet. Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to go through all the steps to make sure, it's the holidays, that they're not taking all of our money and stuff like that, because I didn't know who had the car, so I'm trying to put a stop to all that.
So, frightening, but also a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of scrambling to try to cover all the bases.
Exactly. It was really exhausting.
So now that you have the car back and you've taken care of all those things, from what you indicated last time, some things are still bothering you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm afraid all the time, and it's really affecting my life because I'm always worried, is someone going to come back into our house again? Is someone going to take my car again? When they took my car, did they make copies of the car keys? So I'm at work, and I always have to park where I can see my car, so that if something happened, I would know, which is really inconvenient. And my boss is starting to notice because I'm always getting up from my desk to check for my car to make sure it's still there, because if I don't, I'm really anxious. I'm really uncomfortable. Same thing, if we go out to eat, I'm always parking, by a window so I can see my car, because I'm really worried that they could get my car. Maybe they made copies of the keys. And I'm also worried that, people can come into my house at any time and take things. I've been really worried about that, to the point that I'm starting to not want to leave my house. My husband's starting to notice, because I'm not wanting to go out like we typically do. I'm not wanting to go to dinner or anything like that, because I'm worried if I'm not home, then someone's going to walk in and take my things.